Hello, hello. Nào, quay trở lại với Marathon Disco Elysium. Thật cô này. Sau khi đã ngủ, ăn uống, thoải mái, tập trung chơi tiếp. Là đang đi mở được cái map mới nha mọi người. Vì là mình gọi là gì ạ? Người ta sang được một khu mới. Và hiện ra là mình là cái thằng lái xe đâm khiến cho cầu bị hỏng. Đến hôm nay cầu nó mới chữa được thì mới sang được đây. Rồi, cảnh sát thế đấy.
Hi, officer. Anything I can help you with? A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysium. The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place. The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker.
Indeed, you're always confused as to your whereabouts. Ask her about the cool sword. Helps to break the ice.
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks mostly. It's a regular mass-produced salt. From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time. Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying. Gone. To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago. He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
She really likes those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
Us working folk don't have the luxury to be bedsick with melancholy. I buried him, mourned for an appropriate amount of time, and went on. Life didn't really change that much for me and the kids.
This is neither a touchy nor a very interesting topic for her. She looks like she's ready to go on a date with another, better, drunk. Ask her. Both of you could need some action.
Rồi.
Sure is. The sun, I call her, coated with a fresh layer of tar just yesterday. It'll take some time for it to dry, assuming the sunny days continue. Let's see. Who are you looking for? I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate? Aha! Like snowmen. 2 odd guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like. Right. Not only snowmen, also green men, monkey men burning rhinos. You get the picture.
Oh, you're getting it. And it is gorgeous.
I don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen? Well, how can I assist you then, officer? Oh? Who? Well, how can I assist you then, officer? Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff. Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
Keep it professional, man. Don't make it sound like you're hitting on her. This is what is called
tao không hề
a
gọi là tao tỉnh
conversation. You
bà
don't
đấy
have
nha.
to be guarded right now.
Lại có cái option này nữa, trời ơi.
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once. Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely.
Một câu nữa thôi à?
Don't have any. Those get cleaned out so fast, even the local bums can only stand by and watch with watery mouths. Always by strangers too. Union folk don't stand this kind of stuff around here.
You could use a hit right about now. Any hit, really. Feel that itch in your hands? The stiffness in your neck? That strange restlessness in your bones?
Thôi không. Thế rồi. Mày được nhiều đồ phết vậy. Tiền nữa này. Ôi từ mở vào à? Vào được không? Xuống cấp nói chuyện với cụ già nào.
You're not sure about the melody, but it might be South Samaran, possibly Sigean.
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts. Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either. Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen. No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another, locked himself in that woodshed over there. He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place, somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
Maybe they are afraid because you're an ill omen, but you're still welcome here, as long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then, because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage, and not a lot of houses, or a lot of people. My kids are long gone, searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us? Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist. This is pretty much a non-place. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a...
The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny.
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east. But there... And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them. Lillian is tough. Tougher than the men here, at least. If it wasn't for her and the kids, this place wouldn't have a spark of life left. Sooner or later, you'll see for yourself. Don't have to look long to find these guys. Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the pox. An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old Sana. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets. And the goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now. The lack of wealth is the one thing we've got in abundance.
It's a cold, cynical smile.
Then all's not lost. As you can see, even in pornographic poverty, people make do. At least those who remain. Here, for you, no officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women.
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
Stay? Most people... That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack. I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM. No one is using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there. Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the place. Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? The ecclesiastics have tried to get things going there. But before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. I don't know exactly. A pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. I wasn't here then, you know. Was born in Samara. Of note, the old fish market up on the boardwalk. But it's closed. No one. That's why it's closed. Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or somewhere else. What? You're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a development opportunity, you can check out the abandoned building over at Lens. Used to be a supply depot. And now you know everything there is to know about this coast. Me? No one. Just now it's your turn, Mr. Why, I guess I will hurry. He did too many narcotics.
Ngồi nói chuyện bà này tự dưng lại được gọi là chìa khóa nhà ở miễn phí. Trời ơi, sướng quá.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks. This one doesn't say anything.
Lily's our mum.
The stone kicker. The other one laughs. Wow, so intellectually stimulating.
You're stupid. Okay. mister?
She clutches a small stuffed animal.
Yes, I am. Little Lily. You know my mom? That's nice. My mom is great. She's never angry or anything. Yes. They don't want to play with me. They're older and play outside. They look the same. Sometimes I can't tell them apart. They look identical. It's a grouse.
You might be able to get on Gart's good side if you replace the broken scooter you almost certainly broke.
Sure, just go and get it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry.
Có được con chim cho thằng
It's
chủ nhà rồi.
Lammy. He's my friend.
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly, has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Yes, Lammy has lived a long life. Lammy was a Yes! Lammy was a resolutionary. Bye!
Xem nhà mới nào.
The door has seen better days. The key turns with a...
Úi dồi ôi, quá là ok bác ơi. Mà bác cho cháu ở miễn phí, sướng thật đấy. Ôi, có cả cảnh biển. Ôi, đúng là hết ý.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with... On the table, you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it, a small hand mirror. The water reflects back. A fresh start looms ahead. Clean yourself up and be born anew. Your hand trembles as you scratch your cheek. Oh no, that's not how a grown man shakes. Thank God, I would have cut your throat.
Ôi, chỗ này quá hết ý rồi. Có cả chỗ để nấu ăn luôn. Ôi, bác hết ý quá.
An old mirror hangs on the wall.
Hơi xa thôi một tí thôi nhưng không sao. No problem. Cảm ơn bác nhá. tiền lưỡng này.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation, nothing happens. The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. The surface is smooth from the wind. The carving, the doors remain unchanged. This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. You see, there is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before. It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As this cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built, it shackles together the padlock. Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off. Your hands are clammy from the sea air. The lock clanks against the door, cold and heavy.
Có điểm rồi này. Interfacing ở đâu? Nào. Được chứ, phải được chứ. Ơ?
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut. There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Looks like today was a gold star day. The padlock, nothing happens. Only this cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp.
Nhặt được nhiều quần áo chưa? Từ từ nào. Nhặt được nhiều đồ ấy nhở. Được đấy chứ. Ui dồi ôi. Ồ, mình tìm được xăng à? Được đấy, tìm được một con này. Ok, ok. Rồi.
These are some wonderfully... Your little more makes sense. concrete structure looks military in origin. Over half. A metal payphone under a yellow plastic. You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
Ra chơi thử
Call
xem
it.
nào. Xem ai đây?
Still, this feels wrong. End of tone.
Pierre, is that you, Pierre? Do you have any news about Pierre? He's my sister's grandson. He used to visit me as a lad. But who are you then? A salesman of some sort? Modern goods are rubbish, and I can't afford them anyhow. It's a shame what you did to our country. I was a baroness.
Pause. There is
You won't get me, and you will.
phone. Disconnect tone. Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of sea. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately,
Trời ơi, chỗ này đi làng chài về giàu quá. Khiếp, thêm mà cứ bảo các bạn ấy là nhà nghèo. Ở đâu? Đây, có bác nào đây?
The smell. It's awful and familiar. It doesn't help. Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungence. Something cold wakes in the pit of the signs of decaying meat. It announced, yes, a sense of dread.
Không sao.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette, 2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka, and a can of black potent. Whoever tossed it here was a heavy. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra. You see traces of mayonnaise. It's no older than a day. A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits, another dead body. This is your job. Calm now. Carefully. He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. The leather jacket suits him well. You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card. The man has fallen through a... You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Or maybe it was... His expression is dull, like height 170 to 175 centimeters. There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched. A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. This is what killed him. They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the board. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him. A 0.75-liter Tallulah vodka with its mid-market spirits, with a slight touch of menthol. Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape, the blackness of death. To hide the stench of alcohol, no doubt. The entire boardwalk. First, you need to talk with the lieutenant, then report back to the station. This is too complicated to handle on your own.
Rồi, quay trở lại đây với thằng Kim. Sao được bên kia ta? Tí nữa là thiếu hẳn.
And Mikhail noticed the window. You, officer! Come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I was just telling my son about this building. Not many people appreciate the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext. Yes, hypertext. Young carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks. Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. Very important. Mikhail's a little tired.
The man speaks in the art.
But I assume you're not.
This man is your half-brother. You feel it. Well, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis program.
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building. What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges.
It looks old and wet.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer. They started out as a midway Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But it was here in an elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, which is a feat of engineering.
He assumes something like a combat.
Indeed.
The revolution!
Unfortunately, their moonshot project. All of this was built by Felt, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez. Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel.
A wheel!
Yes, to lure in. Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well.
He means that the boys got shot by the communists.
Officer, I told you this chapter of history wasn't on Mikhail's curriculum yet. Let's keep this.
The boy looks first at you.
They used them for military What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission.
A short-lived legislative.
It's a beautiful... I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Actually, no.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little...
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center? He did it. He said Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy?
The Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why... In fact, I'm not. The Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vrede. But perhaps I should...
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains... Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. But of course, what else? Sure, what's on your mind? But of course, I do have some money, yes, but that's not...
No, I mean, come on. You need the money. If it's not a thing, he can give you some.
Of course, Detective, I wouldn't have assumed anything else. Matter of fact, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but the Vespertine Department of Justice has published a rather interesting... If not, then you definitely should. If not for tips and tricks, then just for theoretical... I do have...
No, I mean...
Oh no, I don't have it on me, officer. I'm just spending time...
Not that he would have to worry about being robbed. He looks surprisingly buff.
I do some...
Lo Mantang stick fighting is a form of martial arts originating from...
Actually...
You doze off. Man, he's good at speaking.
But anyway, I'm boring you with details again. You were saying? Then I guess everything got said, right? I do have... Oh no, I don't have... I'm just spending time...
Not that he would have to worry about being robbed.
No, thanks to you.
Pick your brain.
Lại nhận được tiền, trời ơi. Bọn này vứt tiền nhiều tung beng lên quá.
Hello again.
You see,
Bố thì vẫn gọi là mải miết chỉ cho thằng con. Đây có phải là chồng bà gì đấy không?
Here we go.
there's a silly...
Who's there?
His self-conscious infused...
Is that the police? Why are the police here?
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it. To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's sarcasm.
Oh, no. It's all right. Of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damn water lock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
The 881 is a raised motorway that separates Martinez from Jamrock.
Oh, good. We should really be getting back. Gary could use a...
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary! We can... I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then... Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find. Which is one... Good question. Being a phasmid of the order Phantasma... And I suspect it may have... It's my hot, but I cannot describe how these defenses work.
A ghost insect, he said?
No, that is precise. I'm expecting it to be quite giant. Typical rookie, even simply...
Would be glory itself.
Very little, not yet. I know it's real.
It's clear that his obsession with the phasmid is...
By which I mean, I've heard enough first-hand. Yes, the most recent sighting. It's the first credible sighting in... I have to resist the thought.
He means asexual reproduction. The females of the species don't need to mate to produce viable eggs.
Yes, the Insulindian phasmid is a very... well, they may not look impressive. Yes. Simple. At least, that's the locusts.
Inside a meat-eating stick insect.
Thank you for your opinion.
Not a big fan of skepticism, this one.
They'll work, I assure you. Yes. What? By woe, man. You mean my wife, I assume?
Come on, Morel. We've been soaking out here for...
And leave the...
Come on. She wants us back. I'm soaked up to my...
Of course it's important. Yes. Suffice to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian fact. No, no, no.
He's dead set on this.
I didn't expect you to take such an interest in it. Yes, indeed. Both require great... There are 4 in total. One is to the south. Another... The third is set near the... You should check at least one of those before returning to this one. Bring it to me at once.
He's not comfortable with the possibility.
That's highly unlikely of it. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromone should attract... Thank you.
Finally, you're being sensible.
If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss. But what if the information...
I've just...
He seems reluctant to talk about it.
It's not child's play. Real. I know you think one is a respectable profession, while the other is... Indeed. No, as I said, everything from...
He's interested in things that...
Most establishment scientists. No. Of the list of... 2 are categorized. Yes. We cryptozoologists are brutally honest. In fact...
He has clearly done his math.
Yes? All right.
We would have to discuss. You need to ask him about specific cryptids. Cryptids you've heard about from Lena, or his friend Gary. He won't just talk.
Formerly the most dangerous, yes. The most dangerous cryptid is a carnivorous ruminant. No, yes. The dread moose subsists human just like you can.
A moose that looks like any other moose. What's going on here? He's kidding, right?
You're right, Turk. In fact, we may be close to capturing a live specimen. Modern genetic... That's impressive, I guess. But have you seen it with your own eyes? I haven't. I fear...
Yes. It remains unclear what this has got to do with you seeing it.
Oh.
A bit of jealousy there.
Although, probably because her life ended as a result of her work in Gutler. No one remembers her contribution. A flight when it's not Mijanu. Oh, decades ago. A willow person.
Willow people? Not at all.
They're not... They're very, very thin. Almost flat, in fact. You probably... Gary and I... After what... I chased it... I know it sounds...
He makes it a real point here. To sound...
Confirmed. It's 100%... No, me? I'm not a people person. Unless you... By all means.
Hello. I'm just waiting for my friend Morel to finish up with his insect traps so we can return to civilization. I like nature, just not this.
Degenerates. This man respects authority too much. To see the truth inscribed upon thine own visage. Pretend thou art a paragon of virtue.
Oh, I didn't mean it in any scientific way. My mug? Why would you think that? How do you mean? Forgive me, officer.
He is trying to avoid lying to you outright, in case you really have.
Okay, I admit it. I threw the mug away in the trash container behind the hostel. You're not going to find me, are you?
Thôi, giàu rồi không
Whew.
cần thôi.
Thank you. You won't regret this. I won't use another man's property to... I don't know what got into me, really. Work has been stressful lately. Damn Koiko's price dumping us out of competition.
What did you do, Gary?
Nothing. Nothing.
Here we go. Start pumping that sweet info.
I know a guy who works with the trash collection services. CS Municipal. He gave me a master key for the trash containers of Martinez. So I can use the Whirling's trash compactor to store my own stuff. Garbage disposal is expensive as hell. The damn humane. I'm sorry, okay? I thought I could cut costs. Officer, please. I was only cleaning up. I live right across the yard from where he was hanged, and I saw him stripped naked. All the clothes lying around in the yard, smelling. People are animals, you know? Then I came out to clean up the rags because no one else would. I put them into the Whirling's trash, along with a broken mug.
Thằng này là cái
Admittedly.
thằng vứt quần áo đại nhân vào trong thùng rác.
Okay. I was coming to throw the mug away, and, well, I threw the mug there and the clothes too. Armor? No. I mean, yes. Of course.
An infant could see he's not telling the truth. There's something going on here. You should observe him more closely after this topic is concluded.
I hope I could help your
Does this mean you were in his apartment, admiring his colonial mug collection? Perhaps it would be interesting to tell him.
Sure do, officer. How? But why were you in my apartment, officer? So you work for Everard Clare? Officer, please tell him we're good. What have I done?
As he lowers his tone, he hunches his back.
Of course. I won't do it again. If there's anything I can do to...
This scared him proper. He's positively melting
Yes.
from fear. Has to prop himself up with a lot of anger to keep it together. That shirt looks very uncomfortable on him. Look at the buttons, barely keeping that thing together, as if something is ready to rip out from underneath. Yes, like a piece of ceramic armor, for example.
I knew you'd figure it out, officer. I was ashamed of what I did,
Thằng này là cái thằng trộm
and I
đồ đây.
didn't want you to know.
Trộm bộ áo giáp của
We're
người
not
kia.
detecting falsehoods.
Gary, what's going on?
Later, Morale. I've got apologizing to do.
He sighs again, hangs his head, and unbuttons his shirt fully. A cuirass that matches the dead man's boots comes into view. Soon it is in your hands, smelling of his
Yeah.
sweat.
Everyone was picking those pieces off him, and I was watching them do it. And they'd scattered his clothes all over the yard. So I went there to take out the trash. Only the cuirass was left. So I stripped it off him. It was early in the morning. No one saw me. I took it with me. It was a mistake. Had I known it'd give you guys trouble, I wouldn't have...
We're detecting sincere contrition here, sire. He's not...
Because I was weak.
The hell, Gary? You in trouble?
I'll explain later. I always thought it was the Union, but I sure as hell won't go around saying that anymore. You have my word. I don't know, and I won't be running my mouth on this subject.
This is all he knows.
Yes, absolutely. I will never do anything like this again. I won't mess with Mr. Clare either. You have my word. I told you everything.
'Tis true, sire. This man simply did not know what he was.
No, no.
After all this time with Morel.
Oh, yes. A rhinoceros that looks they have
But how is this combustible fluid lit?
the rhino starts running very fast. Yeah, what
Super solid argument, Gary.
the flames during the local peasants.
It's clear the burning rhino is dear to him on.
Lại nhặt được tiền tiếp. Trời ơi. Giàu quá. Thế này thì cần phải đi làm cái gì? Cứ đi loanh quanh rồi nhặt tiền người ta vứt đi thôi. Mình lại còn có chỗ ngủ miễn phí nữa. Oh my goodness. Được quá. Được quá. Được quá. Nói từ từ.
There's a trap in the reeds at your. Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous. Behind you, the ruins of a. A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the. The density and spread of these bullet holes is. A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and 10 meters away. Other shades are lined up in an orderly manner. Or snowflakes fall on the wooden planks and the surrounding sand dune. A long time has passed. The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or a host of. They stand, ordinary people, familiar, foreign dissidents, unwashed criminals, and 7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. The commandant, the one who gives the order, machine gun fire crackling through the air. I'm just a representation of your mental faculties, piecing together any available information. You should probably ask the lieutenant. A cold sea wind blows away the figures.
bọn nó về rồi à?
This is the trap. This trap is also full of panic. The reeds by the abandoned campsite. The later it gets, the reeds by the abandoned. The later it.
Đây là cái trap trên đây. Pha đốt ở
The remaining windows rattle from it. Dripping water fall. There's rust and corrosion on the bottom.
Ồ, sao tự dưng mình biến mất đâu này? Lỗi. Khổ. Đây cái building này đây. Cái pha northeast.
The white ceramic cuirass hugs your torso, shielding your vitals without adding the hardened vitreous enamel. You really do feel more confident. Certainly. Remember, this is a highly specialized kinetic reading for the day. Nothing has changed. An old door worn by element. This trap's not too nothing but locusts in this. The reeds shake. The wind picks. The reeds shake. The wind.
Là pha nót đúng không? Chạy xuống dưới. Đó.
Good.
Does he actually know you? Or is he just shopkeep friendly?
So what do you want? I got smokes. They're cheap. Very cheap. I got Pilsner. Sure, friend. You know it.
Don't mind old Rosemary here. He's a buffoon.
Aye. By amphetamine, I mean speed. Sure did, buddy boy. That's why I said amphetamine. I mean speed. Aye. It's what I... Good, my man. Now, what can I offer you? Oh. You see, friend, man makes his own luck. And I made mine real good. got my hands on 3 bottles of liquor exquise. Sold 2 to the fellows around here. Bought cigarettes.
The hook. Where is it? I can't see it.
Of course. It is. Oh, you see, bought cigarettes.
The hook. Where is it? I can't see it.
Hook 'em and cook 'em, huh? You want to buy something? Let's keep it moving. Oh, you see, bought cigarette.
The hook. Where is it?
Permit? Who gives a shit? You want to buy something? Grease the wheel. See, friend, it's real valuable. Worth every real. You know, it's... What?
Keep him talking.
Oh, yes. The spirits. That'll be 300 real. Finally came to your senses, buddy boy. Ain't nobody else gonna give you a price? Sure, friend. A bottle of high-quality spirits coming right up. That'll be 3 real, and you're practically robbing me at this price.
Wow, thằng này nó có nhiều thứ quá ha. Giá cũng khá là rẻ đấy chứ. Cái gì đây? Mua rượu này.
My kind of guy. Here you go, friend. Oh, yes, bought cigarette.
The hook. Where is it?
Permit? Who gives a shit? You want to buy something? In the civilized... The legend returns. You know the dance.
Hey, good to see you. How's business? So what's happening? Yeah.
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you call someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street gang.
That's harsh. Things aren't going...
This guy's your buddy. You feel it immediately. You belong to an organization. Idiot Doom Spiral, huh?
It's you. You're Tequila. We've met before.
No, you sure don't.
Aha. Do you want... Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is yours. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk.
What?
Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head, right in front of them.
It is. Oh yeah, that's totally your style.
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this, we get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs. Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in. Anyway, there was a brief silence, a gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the... What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage. The time hath come! So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time. The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things! After which, your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice. We ran towards the ice, whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences, and we asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now, and insisted that we all call you that from then on. No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything. Trust me, Tequila, it happened.
Don't call Abigail.
See? You were pretty vague about it, but you...
No one's fucked me.
Abigail.
It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit. Beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope or heart or something. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one. You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest... No specifics, though. Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. Yeah, you seemed really mad about immigrants for some reason. I'd rather not get into the details. You said being a cop was real boring and that there was no reason to talk about it. You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temple, saying, boring. It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. We are saving the world.
Please. Please don't call.
Okay, so now it's a pirate's life for me. Whoop-de-doo. So now I'm a fucking storyteller. It depends, really.
The gleam in his eyes and the slap. You might get scammed here.
No, the reality of the situation. I don't want it, man. I need... So, have you got anything for good old idiot Doom Spiral? A bottle for a story. Seems fair to me. Classy.
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Don't call it.
Shut up, guys. I was once a reasonable... I used the profit. I developed the paradigm. Worked 22 full-time employees. It did. But now dreams... One day I left on my...
His eyes are...
So I removed... I was halfway done with my usual lap. It was a day not unlike this. I made my way back. Naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. Ouch. So I made my way across the yard. I wish I were. I rang my neighbors, but people are naturally... Just then, I experienced... But when I Anyway, so, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think? Like, Tequila, I've thought about this series of events for a long time. The hobo lifestyle... But that charm wears off pretty quickly. Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging... I used to own my... Now I can't hang on to any... My agency. Man. The Boom Boom Room. I convinced I was financing...
If it sounds like it makes no sense, that...
Well, you know, sex sells. That's the first rule of advertising. That's what's so cool about advertising. It's kind of like art, except you can also get fucking rich doing it. What? You've never seen 100% Lycra before? Pretty nice, huh?
Good God. It's nearly impossible to describe how dirty this texture is. It's like randomized trials have also found Lycra, TM, to be associated with a number of exotic, highly malignant cancers. So you also have that to... And then there's the smell.
Wow, you're lucky. He never lets me.
That's because your paws are fucking filthy, Rosie. We're right next to the bay. You could wash them anytime. My fellow members of the Union of Moribund...
Hey, tequila!
Shut the fuck up, Rosemary. He's a...
I thought he was a cool...
Don't call.
And this is Abs. So yeah, that's basically us. Tequila, it's a verifiable tragedy. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can... Holy shit! Tequila, how did you... Never mind, I don't care. Just let me see the jacket. What's that supposed to mean? Let me see. What? This isn't my jacket. My jacket was beautiful. This is fucking filthy. What am I supposed to do with this? I'm not taking a disgusting pile of hope. Either bring it back the way it was before, or find a dumpster to burn.
Underneath the accumulated filth, the jacket itself appears to be stain resistant. Maybe it just needs a good scrub.
What's in a name?
Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that?
Don't call.
Shut up, guy. I was once a reasonably high net worth, so you don't want you two to keep...
Call the Mama Dakwa.
Tequila? I do. But as you can see, my fuel tank is running quite low. If you catch my drift. Interesting. The tale I'm about to tell you is an urban... There are many...
Are you telling the...
Shut the fuck...
You got a smoke on you?
Our heroine... What she doesn't know is that her piece is a... What?
The poor.
With no... Whoa.
Tell him about the tooth.
Fuck, Rosemary. They would... Right. The wind... The women... When she sput their... Ulam... Her body... Word on the street... It gave herself facial deconstruct... Anyway, that's the story of the headless Faln Rider. Pretty crazy, huh? Well, some...
Oh, headless brother.
Others claim personally, coincident...
For some reason, this does strike you as the most plausible theory of them all.
That would anyway, to each his... That's the reality situation for you. You think you got a handle on it, then black... Yeah? Why don't you go eat shit, Tequila? There's no way you know a better one than that. I have to admit, that's pretty high concept. No one knows.
Aye. I saw him one night when I was right shit-faced.
He breathes in.
The tale... There are many...
Are you...
Shut...
You gotta...
Our hair... What? A headless... Rumored to be searching for... If I... Gertrude...
Tell him...
Fuck. Right. The women... When she... But there is... Ulam... Her body... Gave... Any... Well, to keep... Some...
Oh.
Others... Person... Coincidence...
For some reason, this does strike you as the most plausible theory of them all.
Isn't it? Anyway... Well, Tequila, that... Some...
Oh, headless brother.
Anyway, to each his own. No one...
Aye. I saw him one...
I actually... Do you have anything to... If you find any, I'd be extreme...
Don't call.
The noxious odor.
Don't you call her? Yeah. Don't. Uh-huh.
Abigail is his wife or girl. You're not. Never thought you'd see such a thing in your life. But this guy's a little too drunk.
Don't you fucking. Don't call her.
The man hiccups, then mumbles something unintelligible. He snorts and beckons you.
Don't call Abigail.
The drunk man.
Don't. Don't.
Máy lại bị lag rồi. Game lại bị lag rồi. Đâu?
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. From a distant sunset, a stage light. What are you, deaf? There, yeah, you have. With a sudden flash, the world freezes. A drop in temperature.
Đây. Cuối cùng.
It takes you a moment. The trap, no locust, no phasmid either. But your voice echoes on the coast. Nothing. The netting is the reeds continue to hiss around you. The reeds, the constant. Wow, a very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands. Oh yeah, the print depicts a muscled man striding toward you, a giant sword in each hand. Smells like worn cotton. Worn cotton.
Sniffing is okay, but please don't try anything on. Can't. Hell yeah, man. I don't usually carry printed tees, but this one was just pure A fan? Most people don't think that the man from Helmdale really... I mean, even if the man from Helmdale didn't exist before the... It's simple. Besides...
His theory isn't exactly...
Too real.
That's very cheap for a printed t-shirt. That's
But why? I deal in goods, not services.
Mua không ta? Bây giờ mình giàu rồi.
Welcome to Helmdale office.
Nào.
The boomboxes wait on the shelves. And your boombox, that gold and amber Harmon Wowshi.
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go.
Yep.
It'll play in it.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps. You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback. Everything you pick out seems faded, chipped, and sad somehow. Most of them are just broken toys.
Hello again. How can I help you? Of course. It's in working order still, isn't it? Just pick your tape and set it spinning. It all starts with the tape.
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Parolidon. It's tough to come by on the street. A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Why on earth? These are prescription. I can't really see without them. I've had to take it, you know, since the People's Pile cleanup. I was with the emergency relief.
He's taken for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized, tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill.
On the patch, gamma radiation lines.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do. A bad idea. Some poor... There's a reason. So much disappointment. No one's.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves so I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. I like the theory more than the...
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices.
You said you'd done it before.
It's almost like he's worried for you.
Here you go, man.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained Parolidon. Not so sure about this.
Of course. The Coldima Madakwa. Sorry, I would never have guessed that you... Oh, once knew. This was before. Cool or not, we thought we did. We got together all these... That really wasn't the point. Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings from my... Alright. Sure, let me have a look. Alright. Oh, no, 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 no. I don't. Besides,
It feels like he would have accepted the risk if he hoped to profit from it. It's not greed, though. Deep down, he's a gambler.
anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps.
Xong thì quay check ở đây.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude. It's a tie, Mexican origin. The pin is an antique, quite special.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid.
Oh, you don't want to hear about some old...
Ramblings. Nonsense. Your description of the
But, darling, I didn't even...
You were a child.
Well, it was summer. The strangest moment of my life. I didn't know this can happen. I tried, but I ran back for years.
We were on a date.
So that's how they met. This is beyond...
It did, yes.
The way it moved. If it weren't for Lena, I might have given up hope years ago.
Our first, yes.
The glance is tender, yes.
Not all of them.
It's hard to say how big things are when you're quite small.
How could she?
So she couldn't have made it up.
That's true. You trying to tell us you saw the You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one.
I couldn't possibly shower
He tries to play it cool. Remain...
Good. Okay. And? Completely empty?
No locusts?
That's not ideal.
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than...
She's engaging in a well-known self-deceit. You're dealing with a...
Yes. The fantastic...
Another trip to the Reeds.
Of course we have.
Wait, Morel. He may have a point.
You're right, dear. It's a fair point. Pardon me. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now, and brought some great news too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Societe. Hell no. I had no idea.
Thanks.
Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though you should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno.
A little hooligan. But what?
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man. Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know what...
Well, I see you've got...
After this is your last chance to talk to Gary.
Really, Gary?
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Morel, it's been...
No need to apologize, Gary. You'd be more than helpful.
Always a pleasure to see an officer of the law.
Can I help you? What is this thing? Cool. Okay. I was really hoping not to think about the cock carousel any longer because it made me feel like shit. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess. Got the 20 real. Then why are you wasting my time? Another thing. Great. I love that. Yes?
Always a pleasure to... No.
After all this time,
Yes, officer? I told...
'tis true, sire. This...
Again? I can't believe this shit. Again? I can't believe...
You know what it is. It's like
Oh, I definitely know.
another life.
Yes, from another life. A different life. To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality? Okay, that's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Somewhere good. Okay. Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. No.
Come on, stop it.
Oh, no. You see, I enjoy watching other.
This isn't helping.
You're not going to believe this, but police officers, yes sir, solving crimes, locking up bad guys, just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing Oh, it's you eccentric genius. Not even a little bit.
Okay, yes, you get the joke. Leave it at that.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
Yes? What is it? Of course I'm with him. Why do you ask?
You're an asshole.
Please, let's not turn this into another exchange, okay? Of course I'm with him.
Well, he's not. He's a sack of shit barely kept to...
Please, let's not turn this into another exchange, okay? It means I'm a patrol officer, sir. Well, raising 2 children and half a husband on a patrol officer's wage? Yes, I guess okay.
She's merely agreeing with you to reach the conclusion of the... The man ponders his cooking utensils.
I've got nothing to say to you. I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries and
Even though she has excellent control, you caught her off guard. Push her some more.
You are not here to chat up the legal counsel. You are here to question these...
You set the pace and the topic of these conversations. A man like Easy Leo could have said anything. Do not be restrained, sir.
I represent the Union and these men here. Don't make this...
A very minor victory.
I said...
Even though you caught her off guard.
You are not...
You said a man like Easy Leo could have said anything.
I represent the Union.
A very minor victory.
I've got nothing to say. I said...
Even though you caught her off guard.
You are not...
You said a man like Easy Leo could have said...
I am a legal counsel.
A very minor...
I said...
Even though you caught her off guard.
You are not here to chat up...
You said that a man like Easy Leo could have said anything.
He said no such thing. This isn't about me.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Đến gặp lão Eva thôi nhỉ.
Looking for something?
It's about biology. Not the most popular topic nowadays with the coalition. People who've studied these things say that we are super. Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed some? This concerns
Cultural victory.
It's true. Also, you need to realize. Good. If we, the evening people, pull together, we can form a bulwark against these troubled times. Root out the forces that seek to undermine the well-being.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you? Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole. Like I said before, I don't know much about this weasel, but the bossman said he's a real piece of work. Thanks for helping out, friend.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old... Sure, mister. Absolutely. I'm always willing...
Mr. Dubois, every worker... That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervour now burns in your heart. I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment?
He's trying to figure out if you're lying. There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth.
Just as I thought. Culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel. Pissing on Everart's rain...
He was testing you.
Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you. By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flat. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries, a security contractor. I'm talking beasts. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container. About my fun container, it's a hoot, Harry. Who knows? Maybe you'll be in here the next time they move it. It will be very fun, I promise. But enough about me and my container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them. All hardened command. One of them got downright suicidal. Getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy. The one who likes hanging out and trees. Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base. There's a militant wing inside the Union, a group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood.
That sounds a bit like organized.
They're like you. Idealistic.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation. Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
He places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error. Anyway.
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they... Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates. You said it, Harry. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strike.
That does sound quite unlikely, yes. The big guy leading the scabs at the gate is colossal.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her. Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members. Always working to advance their position in the local... Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative. Harry, they're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you.
He's betting on them being useless to you.
But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after...
You can now go and tell Titus about this.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
Needless to say, this is another move. Don't take it.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else? Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yes, Harry, it's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
A man of the left? So you have to be a social democrat? He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
Perfect, Harry, that's perfect. My version of the left is not against the companies, it's with the companies. Honestly, what I have in mind is a business proposal. A left-wing business proposal, but still, once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta. I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs.
And on roller skate. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry. Yes, the little cul-de-sac on the coast, where all the men have drowned, in either the sea or the bottle, a gloomy place, doesn't have that union attitude. They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth...
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Am I? Harry, these people... Martinez is the most important thing in my life. I would never let... We're gonna build a youth centre there. The value of their properties goes up and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people. You bring joy to my heart, Harry. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I know we can do business together. Most certainly, Harry. By all means, Harry. What's on your mind? What? Oh, how could I forget your little side project? Well done, Harry.
So do I. That's one tasty brew. You should drink some right now, if you...
Không biết là nghe gọi là
Regular law official.
lấy chữ ký của cái 2 người làng chài kia không? Họ trông có vẻ khá là nice á.
The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you as you pick. The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your neck. Your fingers run over the dial pad. Calling. Still calling.
Video Reversal, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and...
The voice of a youngster.
Video Reversal is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy. Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here. No. Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period? Raphael, what? Listen, I can't help you over the phone. If you need further assistance, you can visit us on the corner of Voyager and Main. Are we done?
The call is terminated by the other party.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Oh.
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You...
Yeah, I heard him. Now, fuck do you think? Let me state this very clearly, Capo. Hello, officer. I'm Titus Hardy, and these are...
But having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
Again.
Good one.
About fucking time.
There it is. A brave little army in your... You picked the best one. This soldier is fat and succulent. What are you waiting for? Light up. Get a load. The lighter's dark green disposable plastic. Repercussions? It will help. It only lets you concentrate. Blah, blah, blah. Boring. Thick, warm smoke gets sucked down into your lungs. Immediately, you feel a warm nostalgia fill your head, body, and soul.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a cigarettes button. Cigarettes gives +1 to intellect skills. Logic, rhetoric, conceptualization, visual calculus, encyclopedia, and drama. This is good before a white check, but damages your health.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad? Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything. No, Kuno doesn't give a fuck about books.
So he knows locusts are bugs.
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame!
Shut up, C.
Now they're gonna take you to lame prison! Deny everything, Kuno. You need to lawyer.
Kuno's not gonna say anything without his lawyer present.
Lame. That rings some bells. Could this be...
Oh god, Kuno, no! It's gonna happen now. They're gonna make you lame.
Stop it, C. No one's gonna make anyone lame. Kuno...
There's definitely something going on here. You should check out Kuno's shack. The one with the pig's head.
The fuck do you want with it? Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come... Kuno doesn't fuck...
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Hi, Ace Detective.
Thôi hôm nay chơi đấy thôi mọi người nhá. Ôi mình cũng chơi khá khá rồi. Chờ bạn Hiền về lâu quá. Bạn Kim đi là mình cũng gọi là bơ vơ. Ok. Bye bye các bạn. Hẹn gặp lại vào ngày mai. Game khá dài ấy, chả biết chơi bao giờ mới xong ấy. Có thể là vì mình chơi cũng kém ấy. Nhưng mà cái cốt truyện của nó kinh khủng thật. Mà lại đã thế lại còn phải ra một thằng chết nữa chứ. Không biết là sẽ thế nào. Alright, thank you mọi người. BB, see you again tomorrow.